Okay, it seems like everybody is out of the waiting room, so we're going to get started. The first order of business, I'm going to call to order the Monday, July 13th, 2026, Town of Andover Board of Selectmen regular meeting. And our first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we're going to get going on public speak. We have a large item. We have our select people, so please keep your comments quick. And the members that are going to be speaking regarding their letter of intents for the Board of Selectmen, I'm not going to call on you during public speak unless anyone has any specific reason why they want to add. Anybody? No? Okay. Wally, you're up.
Nothing at this time, Jeff. Thank you.
Okay. Diane Grenier.
No, I'm all set also. Thank you. I see you have a very busy evening and good luck to you all.
All right. Zoom user. Oh, that's Ron. Sorry. Scott Soyet.
Hi, I do have something quick. It's procedural, not political. Right now, there are three of you on the five-member board, and the charter, section 403, says a majority of the entire board is what's needed to adopt anything, not a majority of who happens to be seated. So that means tonight, with the three of you here, every vote you take has to be unanimous. All three of you. One no or even an abstention, and the motion fails. And if any of you has to step out of the room, you would not have a quorum at all. This is a real constraint on a pretty full agenda, and it lasts until those two seats are filled. So my suggestion is really simple. The item on filling the two vacancies is down at 10.D, more than halfway through the agenda. I would ask that you just consider moving up front instead, right after additions and changes. It is properly warned, so moving it to is no problem. And the charter says that once you appoint someone, they're to be sworn in forthwith. That is section 408, I think. So Roberta can do that right here if she's on. I actually haven't looked. So if you fill the seats early, get folks sworn in, and you can have a functioning board for the rest of the night instead of one that needs unanimous 3 for every single item. That's it. Thank you.
Wally, I'm not sure if that's your wife, Carol. I have another Wally on the board.
She's here. She's got no comment now.
Okay. Uh, and Wally, you have two units set up, so if you turn one of them off, it'll stop any feedback if you need to talk. Tess Grouse.
Oh, all set.
Okay. Valerie Bruno.
All set, thank you.
Ben Harp. Oh, forget that. Sorry. Nick's iPhone.
All set, thank you.
Stephen King.
Real quick, I wanted to just on behalf of ASC, thanks for the bench that the town donated at the 250th anniversary or birthday celebration that we had at the club. We've got that displayed at our upper clubhouse. Appreciate that. We raised a number of donations, I think close to $900 and a number of food items. And it was a good day overall with some great turnout. The only criticism that I had and that I heard is we had no representation by our elected officials. But other than that, it was a successful day. Thanks.
Louise Goodwin.
I'm all set, thanks.
Shannon Loudon.
I didn't plan this, but I just wanted to echo what Scott Soyet had said, which is to strongly encourage you to move item 10 to the top of your agenda, simply to seat two other Board of Selectmen members, which to me seems your top priority for tonight. Good luck. Thanks. And thank you to Stephen King and the Sportsman's Club for a terrific 250th celebration. Really appreciated being able to use your space. And Anne Cremay was there. Bye.
Heather Van Cara.
I'm all set, thanks.
Joanne Hebert.
I'm looking forward to the process tonight and just here to listen. Thank you.
Liz Lokech.
I don't really have anything tonight, just good luck.
A phone number ending in 5475.
Yes, this is Leanne Hutchinson. I have nothing at this time. Thanks anyway.
Jesse,
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Marcy Minor, okay, Caitlin McIntosh,
I'm all set. Just looking forward to see Matt actually get a contract because I think he can do some great things for our town. Thank you.
Leanne Hutchinson,
Yes, thanks anyway. I'm all set.
Kimberly Person.
All set for now, thank you.
All right, did I miss anyone?
Yeah,
Anyone wanna-
I had a
Marcy.
tough time getting on, so.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just really quick, I didn't get a chance to look at, see if there's any new additions or anything, but I just wanted to remind you guys that a lot of part of the Board of Selectmen is hiring and firing and managing people. And so when you look at your applicants, hopefully you'll hire or select someone that is good at that. And even if you only pick one, at least you have one. So I know it sounds like you have a lot of good applicants. So anyway, thank you.
Okay, anybody else did I miss? Okay, we're now going to move on to additions and changes to the agenda. So I would like to, we'll start with the deletion. I would like to delete item 10A, discussion and action on the AAS operating budget funding procedure. And I would like to add an executive session following the interviews and the selection, the interviews of the candidates for the Board of Selectmen. And I would like to move item 10A up to between item 6 and 7, which is after resignations and before the town administrator's report. Anybody have anything
A
else?
or
that they'd like?
10D,
10D.
moving up,
Sorry,
10D,
10D.
okay.
Yep, 10D. Anybody else? Scott or Ann, do you have any other changes to the agenda that you'd like to make?
Nope, thank you.
So,
Okay, so let's vote on that. Oh, who seconded that?
I'll second it.
Ann seconded it. Further discussion? No? Ann, how do you vote?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Jeff McGuire, aye, so that's 3-0. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna go on to item 4, board and commission presentations. Matt, we don't have any.
That is correct.
Okay, board appointments, we don't have any.
Just say, excuse me, do we need to say the reason for our executive session?
The reason for the executive session is to discuss the candidates for
Yes, thank you.
the Board of Selectmen. We don't have, well, actually, we do have an appointment, Matt, and I don't think the information is in our packet, but we need to make everybody aware that there was an individual that was hired at the community center as the assistant. So Matt, why don't you give us some information on her?
Yes, so happy to announce that we hired an assistant for Tess at the community center and senior center. Her name is Kate Cox. She lives just over the line in Columbia, but she has a lot of experience and brings some energy to, and I think she'll be very valuable. We've put her on and just have her introduce herself at a future meeting.
Okay. All right. Item 6, any resignations? No, we don't have any. First time in a few meetings.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know did we ever take up the actual resignations last time, or did we?
We did.
We did. Okay, just want to make sure.
Do we have any more is my question.
No.
Okay, that's a great meeting. That's a good start. Let's move on. So now we're going to move on to 10D, which is the discussion and action on new Board of Selectmen members. We had 6 residents put in letters of intent. We have one of the applicants, Ryan Fitch. He has withdrawn his name from consideration, so we now have 5 members. What we're going to attempt to do is we're going to give each one of the candidates some time in public to express themselves as to why they're looking to join the board and what skills they might bring to the board and how we can all move forward. So, the process for this will be you'll have 3 to 5 minutes to discuss what you want to, and then Ann and Scott and myself will have an opportunity to ask you a couple of questions. We're going to try to make this as painless as possible, and it's more about you guys expressing your desire to join the board. So I'm going to go in the order as to they're listed on the agenda. So we're going to start with Ron Langley. And please tell me how I pronounce that, Ron. And I hope you're not having problems with, there you go.
There you go. I got it now.
Yeah.
Langlois, just
Langlois.
like you
Got it.
said.
Yeah.
Okay. So I submitted my letter in just to, I would like to join the board and bring some of my knowledge that I've had over 36 years of working in a big company, Connecticut Natural Gas, where I started in the field and I actually worked my way up to management, where I was managing customer service, 75 people, dealing with union and non-union issues. Being in the town for 15 years, my wife and myself, we've grown to like the town a lot, met a few people, got a lot more to meet. Now that I retired in 2025 in the beginning of the year. Just listening more now to Board of Finance meetings, Board of Steward meetings, paying a little more attention to what's going on, that I have a little more time to do that. Feeling that the knowledge that I had learned over my years' experience dealing with all kinds of issues, I'd like to bring that to the board, feeling that we could try to get everything to work together so that, it sometimes seems like we've got issues where it's the school against the town and all of that. And I'd like to try and just make it one, so that when we do go for a vote, we're not voting 2 and 3 times, spending town money to do that, because it costs us money every time we have to vote. And I feel that we can. I feel that we can come to that conclusion. Also, it's a beautiful town. I want to keep it the way, the rusticness that it is. I think that attracts a lot of people, but we also need to be able to all be able to live here and financially afford to live here too. So I'm feeling that a lot of the stuff that I've learned by managing budgets over the years and by dealing with union and non-union issues, and we were able to come to decisions and dealing with towns all over the place and cities, working with all kinds of people. We've always were able to come to a decision together. Yelling and screaming never solved that, is how I felt. So those are my skills that I've learned over the years, and I would like to bring them to the town to see if we can all work together and work and get things to be one. And I've done a lot of what you were saying, like Marcy was saying. We've had to fire, we've had to hire, we've had people sometimes that we hired we weren't happy with afterwards. I've done a lot of that. It's just bringing, like I said, I'd like to just put my input into the town and make improvements in the town, but still keeping it a rural town, but being able to have the elderly live here, people that want to come in with kids and have them attend our schools, the whole 9 yards. That's what I have.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Ann and Scott, do you guys have any questions for Ron?
What qualifications do you have to, with the Board of Selectmen here, we do a lot of stuff other than come to a meeting once a month. We always have projects. Ann has projects. Jeff has plenty of projects. So what skills do you have to help us with different projects that could come along?
Skills with I've done everything in the field, from looking. I've got electrical background. I've got gas background. I have construction, a little bit of construction background, drainage background, all kinds of stuff that I've dealt with over the years with that. I hopefully that feels that I could help with what's going on and work on some of these projects.
Okay.
Does the board actually do the projects themselves, or they just get a team together and make stuff work?
No, we get a
Times
team
we
together.
do.
You know,
Go ahead, Jeff.
Scott is probably the one that's most hands-on on
Okay.
the execution of given projects. You know, we all have our strengths in different areas. So,
Okay.
but as we continue to work, you know, there's some projects that we're much more involved in. And there's some projects that what we'll do is we'll just manage the contractor. So like, let's say the bridge run, we're not doing the project, we're managing, we're
Mhm.
working with the town administrator to manage the project. So Scott will be down there every day watching what they're doing. So, um, no, my questions, and it'll be pretty much the same to everybody. You know, where do you see our town going? What's your vision for what you want our town to be? What direction would you want to take it in as a Board of Selectmen member?
I would like to see our town have a little bit more in a business area, but not like a big store to help with taxes in town. I would like to see like, a little more moms and pop stores come in and do stuff on like where we have the strips on Route 6 over there. I know we have a project coming in for apartments that I think that would help too if that goes forward and ends up going through. But I feel that I don't want to make it like I grew up in the city and I don't want to make it become a city. I don't want to see that. I would like to see it remain a quiet town, uh, but be able to financially support stuff. Going in the direction that we're going in, I don't think financially a lot of elderly people who have been here all their lives can be able to stay and afford it here. And I would like to see that continue so that they can stay in their houses as long as they can and be able to stay here, not have to worry about affordability. And but I want to keep it a rural town, but I think we need a couple of small businesses, and I think that would help improve things along the way a little bit.
Okay. Anybody else have anything for Ron? Ron, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you all for giving me the time. I appreciate that.
Um, one second. There we go. Jacqueline Langlen.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. So
And it's Lanigan. Lanigan is last.
Lanigan. There you go.
Yes,
I'll
very
get
Irish.
there. Lanigan.
So first I'm going to start with why am I here? I'm here because I love Andover. And I'm going to start by reading some of what I sent in. So I feel like that gives a fair idea of who I am. I moved to Andover when I was 10 years old. I'm 55 right now. I attended Andover Elementary School, ran middle school and high school. I graduated in 1989. I worked at a few of the local businesses growing up, Andover Pizza, what is the gas station at the end of 316 used to be Jasper's. So I had a clear idea of most of the original town people back then. The town guys, just the general Andover people. Later, not more recently, in 2019, I worked for Du Bois Automotive. So some people on here might recognize me from there. I ran into several people from town. So I feel like I've met quite a few people or know quite a few people or dynamics in Andover. Clear idea of the town. My parents live in town on Bazzola Road. I am currently living on Route 6 with my boyfriend, who his family grew up in town. I also have an apartment on Center Street. Like I said, I have a lot going on in this town. I have 2 adult children, 30 and 26. I have 3 grandchildren, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So I feel like I have a good idea of just the general needs of different types of people in town. And I think that's a strength for me. Me personally, as a person, I'm a listener. I listen to what everybody has to say. I want to hear everyone's opinion. before I form, an idea of what direction I'm gonna listen to everyone's opinion calmly and with common sense. I graduated from Manchester Community College with a paralegal degree, so I'm familiar with a lot of law. That's a strength for me. That would be a strength in the town for me. I have no problem working with people or trying to understand a law. Currently, I work for a beer distributor. I am a sales manager. I cover 3 counties, Hartford, Windham, and Talland County. I work with all types of people all day long, whether they're in a good mood, a bad mood, or an even mood. I also recently completed 60 hours of a real estate agent class. So I have a clear understanding of real estate and what's going on currently and the laws that go with it. That was all part of the class and part of the course and the exams. Right now, I am a member of the RTC. I am their treasurer. I love it. I love being the treasurer. I actually went in and have just kind of taken off from there, going into all of these different Andover elements. So that's kind of it. That's the gist of me and who I am. I think I'm a good fit with you guys. I really do. I think I can calmly listen and make common sense decisions. And I'm helpful, and I'm also a quick learner of everything. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ann and Scott.
So, Jackie, why do you want to be a selectman in the town of Andover?
Because I think I'll make a great selectman in the town of Andover. I want to be a selectman because I want to have a voice in town. I want to make sure that the town, I want to be I want to be a leader in the town. I want to represent Andover residents. I do. I think I will do a good job of doing that. I really do. I'm a listener. That's the basic for me. I mean, is there a further question than that?
Well, I'll ask
That's
Ann.
good.
Yeah. Jackie, I just ask you, the same question. Where do you see Andover going? What do you think where would you as a select person like to take the town?
Andover, I love the town that it is, but I also know that it needs growth. There's different areas of town I see needs. I definitely see some needs for some housing, more specifically towards our elderly. I talk to enough to know that we don't really have too much here as far as housing. If you can't stay in your house, okay, they're having to move out of Andover, and I don't know that I like that. You should stay in town. I think that there should be some type of Andover Plaza is not what it used to be at all. There was a market in town, somewhere where people could go and get groceries. We don't have that. We should have that. That's a major loss here, I think. People are going out of town to go to the store. Dollar General, I go to Manchester, Colchester, Willimantic, to the big grocery stores, or even Ted's in Hebron. We don't have that. There's definitely a lot to look at of what the actual needs are. We need a tax base, just has to be smart, and it has to be in the right places. It can't just be haywire, I guess is the right way of wording it.
Okay. Scott or Ann, do you have anything else that you'd like to ask Jackie?
I think she's covered a lot.
Okay. Jackie, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Dave Gastanian.
Good evening. I've lived in Andover for about 32 years. I raised my family here. I have 2 adult daughters who've gone through the school system and have done very well in Andover. I love the community. I got involved with the community starting in the fire department 31 years ago. I've moved up where I'm a captain, EMT, firefighter, president of the association. I was involved in many committees within Andover. Started out with the Zoning Board of Appeals. I was a member of the Board of Finance for many years. I believe I was the treasurer at one time. That was very rewarding and a lot of work. Um, from there, I was on the RAM Board of Ed, which was a challenge, but it was very rewarding. We hired a superintendent, principal, did a lot of negotiations with them. So I've done a lot, I believe, within the community. For my work side, I've been an IT computer person for 45 years, worked with large firms like Deloitte, Aetna, some of the other companies. I was a director at one time with a small software development firm. The last, since 2000 or 1995, I've been with the Hartford and IBM, back, still working at the Hartford, but back as an employee with IBM. I'll be retiring in August, so I'll have a lot more time to devote to this. And I do believe my family has been extended family and my uh, local family have always believed in bringing back to the community and adding to the community, and volunteering is very important. So I think some of the skills that I have would be a good fit within the Board of Selectmen.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And Scott? Well, I'll go then.
Really?
Dave, you can hold on. Dave, the same question that I really asked the other members that have gone before you is like, where do you see the town going? What do you think from your position, if we appointed you to the Board of Selectmen, where would you want the town to go and what would you like to see happen?
Well, I would definitely work with the other board members of the board to see what their thoughts are. I think a responsible growth, a way to grow the tax base and not lose the character of Andover. I think some businesses that would add to the town. And I could see that the senior housing is definitely a challenge. I think there's the Hop River Homes is an excellent place, but I think there's a long waiting list, and there's a lot of different things that could be done. But I would work with the community and the Board of Selectmen um, to help with that.
Okay. Thank you. Scott?
Dave, you're being on the fire department for a long time. You'll have plenty of time for the Board of Selectmen also.
I believe so. Now that I'll be retiring in August, I think I'll definitely have more time. The fire department is an important thing for me, but I definitely will have more time for that, for the selectmen. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ian?
You've been doing a lot of things in the town over the years, and what do you think is the most important thing you've done?
I think being a member of the fire department has been very rewarding and important. I've met a lot of people in town in a lot of difficult times, and I think I've made a difference there, and I hope I have. I really enjoy meeting a lot of people and helping. Getting up at 2 in the morning when somebody needs help is a challenge, and there's a few of us that are left that have been there that long. There's even been some people who've been there longer, but I find that the most rewarding. I did really enjoy being on the Board of Ed, the RAM Board of Ed, and that was one of the things that I always try working with the three towns. I always try to impress on people is that we need a good school, but we also have to remember that the whole community needs to be able to afford to pay this bill. And it was a lot of seniors had talked to me and said that they were, struggling with taxes. But I think probably the fire department has been my biggest rewarding experience.
Okay. Anybody else? Dave, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Dave.
Ben Harp, are you on? You are there.
Can you hear me?
I can. Do you have a camera?
Can you see me now?
No. Okay, if that's the best we're going to get, let's go.
Okay. I've lived in town 8 years, married, have one kid that's currently at AES. I'm a combat veteran. I managed as a senior NCO anywhere from 30 to 147 service members. I'm currently semi-retired. I own multiple businesses. One of the biggest reasons why I want to be a board of selectmen is I listened to the budget process and I took to note when you said that the current financial system of the town is unsustainable. So I started looking at the numbers. Since 2016, this town has lost 60% of its businesses. Currently, right now, we have 11 residential properties for sale on the market. The average is 90 days before it's sold. The town needs businesses to help pay the tax revenue. The town is only getting older. 55% of the town is 52 years or older. As for other experiences, being a business owner, I have been part of the grant process, grant writing, going after grants, stuff like that. I have a construction background as well, so I can read blueprints, do the permit process, manage build sites, and stuff like that. If anybody has any questions, you can fire away.
And it's Scott. All right, Ben, I'll go with my question. Ann, go ahead.
I was just thinking about how you've asked the other people about why they want to be on the Board of Selectmen. So I guess you sort of answered it, but if you have anything else to add.
For me, it's stability of the town. As you guys said in the very beginning of the meeting, you've had a lot of turnover in the town, whether it's regular maintenance positions, Board of Selectmen resigning, et cetera, and being a younger person in the town. I would like to be like everybody in this room and live in the town 30, 40, 50 years. And the best way I see to do that is to get into a leadership position and help keep the town going north.
Okay, so Ben, I'll ask you my question, which is, if we appointed you to this position, where would you like to sit there and see what would you and your attributes, where would you take the town working with the rest of the board?
My expertise is more on the business side of things, so I would like to get us back to that 2016 time period when the town had 200 plus businesses in the town. I would do one of my biggest priorities would be getting utilities ran on Route 6 so that we could monetize the areas on Route 6, because like the housing development that wants to go in, one of their biggest holdups is the septic and utilities. And in the future, that's going to prevent us from getting any kind of business into Route 6. So like right now, Scott's Electric is on the fence about staying or leaving because they want to expand their business, but they don't know if they can because the building is 50 years old. And with the utility situation, they want to add 100 to 150 employees, but with running on septic tanks, it's going to be a problem. So
Scott, do you have anything?
Good.
Okay. Ann, anything else? All right, Ben, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
you're welcome.
All right. Ryan has withdrawn, so we're on to Christine Randazzo.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
My name is Christine Randazzo. I have been a resident in Andover for 28 years. I have two boys. My husband and I have two boys that we've raised in town. They've gone through the school's educational system as well as ran middle school and high school, and they had fantastic education background. We're really, really thrilled that they were able to have that. Um, I am a local business owner in town. I own Randazzo Design and Associates. We are a women-owned and operated landscape design and lawn fertilization company. We've been in business for 23 years. I am a Category 3A pesticide supervisory operator that allows me to provide those types of lawn care services and pest control services for golf courses, commercial, residential, and municipalities. I am also a civil engineer. I have worked for the state of Connecticut, Bureau of Engineering Highway Operations. I was the engineer for the town of Manchester and also worked for consulting. So I've seen all aspects of the design, build, planning, zoning, permitting processes from a state perspective, a municipality, and from a consulting perspective. I do think I have a lot to offer this town. I do understand how towns are run, as well as state, from the background that I have. And I think I could provide a lot of support and guidance to all aspects of the town, from public works to budgeting. I would be thrilled to serve on the Board of Selectmen. I want to positively shape our community's future. I really want to ensure that our resources align with the residents' needs. And I also want to foster a more connected and thriving town. I think that the world is so divided today and everybody's always choosing a side. And I think we're stronger in numbers. And if we come together and unite, we can do we can do so much more and move further than we have in the past. And I really want to facilitate that move. I've also done just some volunteer work in the town recently. We just finished the project at Long Hill, the field improvements, where we just finished installing the playgrounds, the 4 pickleball courts, and the pavilions. That was a 2.5-year project, and we had a great committee that worked together tirelessly to get that done. And I think it's a great asset for the town. We need things like that to support our town, to keep people here, to attract people that want to come here. I don't think it's you should have to leave town for every single service that you need in town. So it's nice that we have something in our backyard. I also have just done some support work. I worked with Kathy DeRozier in selecting the plants for the community center. From a non-volunteer aspect, I do provide fertilization services for the Memorial Field and the community center. I also have provided I did eradicate some large stands of Japanese knotweed, which is the #2 invasive species in the state of Connecticut, right in the area on off of Center Street where the parking area is to the bike path. There were some targeted areas that were just really running amok, and it's one of the most difficult weeds to reel in. And we were able to successfully do that actually in a year's time, which is great because that is a stinker. Yeah, I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay. And Scott?
Everything I was going to ask her, she already answered.
Okay. Christine, I'll ask you the same question I've asked everybody else. If we appoint you to the Board of Selectmen, what's the direction that you are looking to work with us, and where would you like to see the town go?
I would like to work with you folks just so we can collaboratively put together our heads and steer the town in a way that benefits all ages, young and old. I would like to attract businesses that can help the tax base in the town while maintaining its rural charm. And I think I could work with the departments in town just to spearhead initiatives of, tasks that need to be done to try to figure out, how we can do them more efficiently and productively.
Okay. And do you have anything?
Additional, no.
Okay. I do have to go back through everyone for just one quick thing. Uh, we cannot appoint a Democrat to this committee. We can appoint any other political affiliation. So I just want to make sure that we're not doing something that we shouldn't be doing. So, Dave, I'm going to start with you. You are registered.
I am registered Republican.
Jacqueline, registered Republican because you're on the committee.
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Okay. And Ron, registered Republican because you are on the committee.
Correct.
Or you are.
Yes, registered Republican.
Okay. Ben Harp.
Yes, registered Republican.
All right. And Christine Randazzo.
Same registered Republican.
Okay. So we're not going to run afoul of any issues appointing any one of you. Okay. So that's good. Anybody else, Ann or Scott, you got anything else you want to ask anybody else before we go to executive session?
So,
Okay. All right. I'm going to make a motion that we go to executive session. I'm going to put, before we do this, I'm going to put everybody in, I'm going to stop the recording after we vote. I'm going to put everybody into the waiting room. And as soon as Ann and Scott and myself are done deliberating, we'll come back out and we'll go back into the regular meeting. Okay. Someone want to second the motion to go to executive session?
Second that, Jeff.
We'll give it to Ann. Ann seconded. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to resume the recording and I'm going to call the meeting back to order after ending the executive session. So first of all, I really do want to thank all of the individuals who put themselves out there for this position. It was a very difficult decision. And what I want to stress to everybody is that we need everyone to be engaged in town and to the more people that we have that are interested in serving the town in any position, whether it's on any board, whether it's the Board of Selectmen or it's the Rec Commission, it does help the town and it allows us to continue to have a a group of people that will continue to move the town forward as we move from election to election. So, first of all, thank you very much for participating, and we will we appreciate you guys putting yourselves out there. So thank you. So I'm going to sit there and I'll make the motion because we were in agreement in our executive session. So I'm going to make a motion that we appoint to the Board of Selectmen Dave Gastanian and Christine Randazzo as
second
the
that,
new
Jeff.
members of the Board of Selectmen. Scott voted. Scott seconded. Okay. Ann, how do you vote? Scott, how do you vote? All right. Jeff McGuire, aye. Thank you very much, everyone. We greatly appreciated that. Dave and Christine, we're not going to swear you in tonight. What I would ask you to do is to go to the town clerk's office tomorrow and to sit there, and Roberta will swear you in, and you can go in and meet Matt, and you can sit there and meet the rest of the crew at the town offices, and then we'll have you we'll get with you before our next meeting, and we'll sit there and get you all the information we can to get you up to speed with the things that are going on. All right. All right, thank you. Um, 1 second. Okay, I do have the recording going, correct? Okay. We are now moving on to item 7, the town administrator's report. So Matt, you're up.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
You can.
Okay,
Me
great.
too.
As I mentioned earlier, that we did have the new staff at the community center. We going into the when we did the packet, we only had we had one person that was interested in the transfer station attendant. From what I understand from Kate, that we did have somebody express interest today, and that they took an application, they're gonna fill it out. So we will see how that moves. On the public buildings custodian, we had no inquiries, but also today somebody had come and asked for information about that, and also took an application. Going into the weekend, my suggestion was that a lot of it was more of we're talking about possibly reposting it as more of just a custodian, as opposed to some the minor repairs that get done. Some of the things that were in the job description included cleaning the gutters and those type of things, minor repairs. And that
So
might,
why don't we, Matt, just make sure that we split those two jobs. We try to find a handyman and we have someone for cleaning services.
okay.
All right. And then I would sit there and recommend that, even in the interim, we find someone to come in and do an initial cleaning of the town hall because we were spoiled. And we want to make sure that, we keep the town hall looking as best we can.
Okay, yes. Had a meeting last week about the Long Hill Bridge replacement coordination is moving forward. We're on schedule. We're still trying to get Frontier to move some of their lines. We're hoping to have that done, but the big news is that the project is on schedule. I know that we had heard earlier that the Veterans Field project had its grand opening. There was a couple final items that need to be done, including the parking lot, some handicap spaces, but those will be taken care of in the short term. This morning I met with the engineer that's helping with the Lake Road, Basula Road culvert projects, and talked about the next step, which is the town getting easements. We got a letter. I'm going to work with Dennis O'Brien to formulate the letters that we're going to go out. We're probably going to meet individually with the different property owners and come to some sort of agreement so that we can get the easements taken care of, and then we can go to get this out to bid in the fall. As mentioned, the diesel fuel system at the Public Works, they ordered the GIR is in, but they're still waiting on the pump and installation, but we anticipate that within the next 4 to 5 weeks. Just continuing to move on about the accounts and procurement, processing invoices. I've become a signatory on several of the accounts. We do have the town audit coming up. The auditor will be coming to the finance committee meeting on July 22nd. And I even just talked today with the first selectman that we're moving forward as far as the collecting bargaining on the expiring contract that we have with AFSCME. So playing some pre-negotiation strategy with the selectmen, a board of finance member, and perhaps the DPW superintendent. And then at some point we'll get together with the union and move forward to see what both sides want moving forward. Other than that, I'm here to answer any questions. That's most of the report. I know it's a little bit into the meeting, but happy to have any questions.
On the diesel fuel, the GIR is the software.
That's correct. This is the software for that.
Okay. And then item 7, the town audit, that is an audit presentation for the prior audit.
That would be for the year ending June 30th of 25.
Okay. All right. So that is the auditor reviewing those statements with the various boards to get an
That's
understanding of how that information all
Yeah.
flows together.
And I believe that Lisa has set up a date when the auditor is going to come in to start the current fiscal year, well, the one that just ended, the FY 26 that closed on June 30th. So that'll be coming up. I know I have a date somewhere. It may have been the first week of August.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll be starting on that while it's still fresh in everybody's mind.
Okay. Ann or Scott, you have any questions for Matt? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Well, actually, before we get away from Matt's section, I need to make a motion just because we need to make this official. So I'm going to make a motion to approve the hiring of Kate McCarthy Cox as the assistant director of well, Tess, please tell me her title, or Matt, what's her official title?
She's the assistant community center director.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Kate McCarthy Cox as the assistant community center director. That's it.
I'll second that.
We're gonna give that one to Scott, and he got
Okay.
his voice out first. All right, so Scott seconded it. So, any further discussion? We'll vote on that. Ann, how do you vote?
Okay.
Scott, how do you vote?
Aye.
I vote yes. So 3-0. Okay. We're going to move on to item 8, the treasurer's report, starting in page 9. There is the budget to actual report for the period July through June. So if you guys have any questions, the treasurer is actually on vacation. She is picking blueberries at her family farm. So she will not be attending tonight.
Is that up to date? It's actual? You think that
Uh,
everything is accurate there, Jeff?
It is up to date as far as the reconciliations. Reconciliations, I know Matt signed off on those, but I believe that all of the reconciliations have been prepared for through June 30th. So the issues that are going to have to be addressed related to this are any of the over budgeted items, Scott. There are a couple lines that are over budget. We're definitely going to come in under budget. It would be my mind. I don't know if all of the year-end transactions, there's some accruals for payroll that need to sit there being processed, but I don't sit there and see them putting us in any kind of negative position. So we just need to sit there and make the transfers, and hopefully by the time that the treasurer gets back, we can sit there and get that accomplished and get this done. But all of the bank accounts are reconciled. As a secondary note, we talked a little bit last meeting that um, we had a total of 25 or 26 bank accounts. 21 of those accounts have been closed, and the money moved into the interest-bearing account for the town. So, you know, we're a fund balance accounting for the town, so the funds are still there, but the money is now earning interest. So those dollars were transferred in July 1st, and we will sit there and be closing all those accounts. We're consolidating down to a total of 4 bank accounts. And just so everybody understands them, when you get to sit there and see the balance sheet that the treasurer should be able to sit there and get to you by our next meeting, you have an investment account that all of the money from the tax collector goes into. That earns interest at about 2.5%. You have an operating account, which is a sweep account. The bank requires us to keep a $600,000 balance in that account to avoid any bank fees. That account is where all of the checks come out of. And what happens is it's a sweep account. So, as checks are drawn down on that account, the money from the bank transfers money from the investment account in to cover and get back to the $600,000 balance. So we have that one. And then we have another account that is a depository account for the tax collector for all of the credit card transactions. And we have a stiff account. And that stiff account earns interest. It's about 3 and 3.25 to 3.5% right now. It changes, but that's the stiff account. So we're down to those accounts, and it's going to make the treasurer's life slightly easier, and we're going to make and maximize as much earning potential as we can for the funds the town has. So,
Honestly, I think it's going to be a little bit more than slightly easier.
um, well, we had 21 accounts, Scott, and the accounts had no functional activity. So it will definitely be easier. It won't be that much easier, but it will be easier. And what it'll do is it'll allow us to consolidate our information. So we will know what we have in total cash. We will know what interest rate it's earning at, and we won't have anything sitting there not earning interest, which is the goal. So, um, but there are some accounts here that I was reviewing that we need to sit there and make some budget transfers. And we need to sit there and see, we need to get those to the Board of Finance for their next meeting. And hopefully we can get that done so Matt can look at it and Lisa can look at it and we can sit there and make the adjustments we need to. So go ahead, Matt.
So I just wanted to mention that yeah, I know you mentioned the stiff accounts. So it's people understand that the Connecticut State Treasurer is called the short-term investment fund, and it's just called colloquially stiff for short. But it's where the state has this program where the municipalities can invest in these short term. So as the first selectman said, depending the rates will move up and down, but generally they're much more beneficial to the municipality than just sitting in a regular savings or checking account.
Okay. You guys have any questions or anything that you want to address on the budget to actual?
My only question, maybe it's something I don't know about. On the town garage, the fuel oil, they spent a whole lot more than what was budgeted. It says 290%.
They had some issues, Ann, related to plowing and also related to when the contract expired and they ran over their total gallons, the
Okay.
price was through the roof. So yes, we
Yeah, I
do
know
have,
the price had gone up.
you know,
Okay.
and it's like that, like where you look at where we had employee issues, and when I say employee issues, we had lost our town administrator, so we have some under budget functions there. We have
Right.
some over budgets in the town, in the community center side. So,
Mhm.
there's a give and take with that, but that's actually something that we'll have, Matt, if you can get us a better answer than I just provided at our next meeting, that would be appreciated on the gas. So if you can sit there and get with Eric and with Lisa and provide us a little bit more information on that, would be helpful.
Yeah, because generally we estimate how many, how much fuel we're going to purchase when we do these bids with other municipalities or whether it be CROG. And once we've gone over that, then we're sort of on the spot market. So we're basically paying whatever the current rate is plus plus a few cents. So yeah, because this happened before I got there, I'll look into it and see what transpired and get a report back to you. All right.
And also one other thing, Ann, there's also budget line items for that at the school and at RAM. So we need to be billing the gallons used. And I am not sure that the finance department has done that yet. So that could
I know
also
because of that equipment difficulties, it's been hard to get that done quickly.
Yeah. And we'll
I
sit there.
understand that.
We'll sit there and get some of that stuff done. But yes, that is also one of the reasons why the town and what we're looking at is so far over budget. Because I'm not positive when the last billing has gone out to the other entities, including the fire department. So there's three
That makes
entities that
sense.
have some small amount of fuel usage from there. So there's the school, the RAM, and the fire department all use some level of fuel there, and those billings need to go out.
When does our diesel contract run out?
I don't know that.
I believe they're on the fiscal year, but I'll double check that for next month too.
Okay. All right. All right. If anybody else have any other questions or anything else they want to address? Okay. We'll move on to item 9. It's old business and discuss and act upon. 9A, review the status of the veteran field improvement. Hopefully everybody, I know the three of us have had an opportunity to go down there. I know well, actually all five members of the Board of Selectmen have been down there and have done a lot. I know that Dave and his wife are down there playing pickleball the night of the grand opening, and I know Ann and Scott were there for the ribbon cutting, and Christine did a lot of work to sit there and make sure that that project went off without a hitch. So I think it's great. I think it's the improvement that that field needed, which was a playground, so that the young parents can sit there and during the day get down there and use a playground. During the school year. So I think it's great. It's great. And Christine, you did a great job on that. So thank you. So, all right. 9B, review the, unless anybody else want to say anything about the Veterans Field improvement? No, we all
Always
good?
kids down there playing now.
Yeah. Dennis, are you holding something up that I'm supposed to ask you about or? No, you're on mute, Dennis.
Mute, Dennis.
Yeah. Ask to unmute. I can't unmute you, my friend. So anyway, you weren't holding up anything. Good. Nothing. You're just waving a piece of paper in front of the camera, so I was confused. Okay. 9B, review the senior center, senior transportation garage status. I believe that Scott is working to establish a meeting with that contractor with Matt and myself to sit there and do that possibly next week. Is that accurate, Scott?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Probably at 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right. As soon as you guys get a confirmed appointment with the potential contractor, let's get it done. So let's move that forward and get that project completed as soon as we possibly can. All right. 9C, the status of the Long Hill Bridge project. Matt,
I think that they finally have broken out the last of the abutment on the west side of the bridge. That's the church side of the bridge. The old abutment was very firmly entrenched, and it took a long time to get it out of there. But they finally got it out, and they put the toe boulders in the back of it. The toe boulders are supposed to stop the current when they put the new abutment in. So then they're going to move the steel and start digging it out for the new abutment on the west side. That's where they are now.
Okay. Do they see any problems meeting their timeline of getting it completed by the fall?
No, they're on target, just like Matt says.
Okay, excellent. And you got anything you want to address related to that? No? Okay, we'll move on. 9D, the status of the Percy Crook Trail preliminary plan. Matt, have we sat there and had discussions? That this is another one that we have to sit there and schedule on a meeting, and hopefully it's something that Christine can get engaged with us on that to sit there and move that forward.
Yeah, that was like third or fourth on the list of things. So I think that we were trying to, once we got some more members here, that we were going to tackle that. Obviously, the July's half over, but this summer we want to start moving forward on that, getting information on that, and trying to proceed.
Okay.
I think the build start on that, Jeff, is 2028, but the Bazzola Road Bridge is 27.
That's
No,
what's higher.
27. It definitely is higher. And it's just as we all talk and we all communicate, we just got to move these projects along slightly faster, pick the ones that are most important. So at our next meeting, we should really lay out maybe an agenda as to which ones we sit there and see. So we make sure that Matt is focused on the given projects that we think are the most important, the ones that needs to get done sooner than later. So, I mean, and I do know, Scott, it's not on here, but the generator needs to get done. So if there were the two most important projects and the two that need to get accomplished, let's say this fiscal year now, because we're in a new fiscal year, is the generator and the building at the old firehouse. needs to get dealt with. So and then we can move on to the Percy Cook Trail, and then we can move on to potentially the connectivity aspect of the 316 walkway, which is something that we have to discuss more in detail with the entire board. All right. Um, anything else on 9D? No? Okay, we'll move on to 9E, an update on the AES bathroom renovation.
So this is Matt. I participated in the Wednesday morning meeting, and I did take a tour of the bathrooms with the superintendent, and the project's moving along. Starting to see some actual pipes and things that are coming in there that are more modern than what was there before. But I think that it's definitely on schedule, and it's proceeding. So I'll give you an update next month. Hopefully it'll be maybe some pictures.
Okay, I attended the um, Board of Education meeting last Wednesday, and just to let everybody know, there's uh, going to be an increase to the original contract that was signed. There was some asbestos found in on the pipes, and an additional $30,000 to $35,000 will be necessary to sit there and complete the project. Unforeseen, but let everybody know that that's coming. All right. Anybody else have anything related to 9E? Okay, we'll go to 9F, discussion and possible action on the Hop River Home contract. I know we've had discussions with Hop River Home. That contract is not in our packet, so I don't see us voting on that tonight. We'll push it off till our
We've
next.
been over this at length, haven't we, Jeff?
Well, we have, but I haven't sit there and seen a final contract. Have you?
It's the same contract as we've had the last two times.
I mean, I don't have it, Scott. So if I don't have it in the packet, I don't want to vote on it. I mean, it's not like it's going to do anything to the Hop River homes. I mean, they're just going to get rebated the money. So does anyone have a problem if we push it off to our next meeting?
Yeah, just make sure it's in the packet for next time so we can put this to bed.
Okay. All right, 9G, a website update discussion and possible action on new website committee. I know we've discussed that. I know we've had some people that actually put names up.
Important we get going on that one.
Yeah, that's another one that we do need to go. Maybe what we do is we get with Dave and make Dave be our point person on this one. And he can sit there and navigate the group. And what I would ask in the next meeting, Matt, is that we have the names of all the people that would like to participate in that so that we can sit there and get them appointed to the committee.
Okay.
Right. 9H, janitorial discussions. You know, we had a little bit of this during Matt's administrative report. You know, our previous our previous people were great. So we're going to have to split these jobs. There's going to have to be a cleaning function and then a repair and maintenance function, and more of a handyman function. So the most important thing to do is get the cleaning function lined up so that we can keep the town hall clean. So we need to sit there and get that done. And so hopefully, Matt, you can sit there, we can make some adjustments to the job description and get that posted and get someone in there as soon as possible. And we do need to probably find someone that will sit there and do an initial cleaning before someone is appointed, because I don't want to sit there and see the town hall get too far out of cleanliness. All right.
Matt, did Susan and Willie give you a list of the things that they did before they left?
Yes, they did. They have a book with that information. And just so that you know, I've been taking care of the town hall as far as emptying the trash and sweeping and vacuuming and taking care of the bathroom. So it's not in horrible shape, but it should not be something that the town administrator does on a regular basis. But just for the time being, just to get it uh, for the people that, especially for the people that work here, to make sure that it's cleanly. And I took care of blew the parking lot this weekend. So and I think the outside's looking good too. We just like the first selectman said, we probably need someone to come in here, do a full thorough cleaning, right? Just check the windows, make sure they're washed and those type of things. So there's a baseline that's a clean building that they're starting with.
Can you just repeat one thing? What did you do in the driveway, the parking lot?
Uh, I basically I blew off there was dust all over the map, so I blew the dust off the maps.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something we don't want you to be doing. So we want to get that taken care of as soon as possible. All right. 9I, Wheeling Road property request discussion. Where are we with that?
I guess that what the easements from the state that you can't sell any of that property. So we can't, and I guess the sale went through with the Sheehan's, and they do have access to their property from 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 Wheeling Road. So, there's no need to give anybody an access.
Okay. Then we can sit there and take this off of our future agendas.
Take this off those.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically we can take the no, everything else. We can take the Veterans Field improvement off this agenda, and we can take the Wheeling Road property discussion off the agenda next month. All right. J, discussion of possible action on the town administrator's contract. We do need to sit there and get that completed. There is an issue that we were trying to address. This will be signed by our next meeting. Matt, we will have a full contract to put into the packet and make sure that the community has it so we can all sit there and see it, and we'll go from there. Right. Town buildings code of conduct. I know we have that in our packet.
I talked to Dennis today, and he had looked at it. He's written something similar to that with Mansfield, but I also had a talk with the first selectman about perhaps posting something not as detailed, but something that so say at the I think it was the University of Connecticut has some things that they have posted, which have just about 5 or 6 bullet points, just to say, just to remind people that you're in a public building, be kind. It doesn't cost anything. So,
yeah.
That's
So
correct.
I had shared with Matt when this came up probably about a month ago. I had been at my doctor's office at the Yukon Medical Center, and they all have signage as to behavior for people coming into the facility. And I took a picture and shared it with Matt. We should put the actual form and have Dennis sit there and update it for next month. But my whole thought was we should be posting things at the tax collector's desk, at the front door, at the town clerk's desk, that behavior and certain behavior won't be tolerated so that the residents are aware. All right. Okay. Um, 9L, event permits. We have an event permit in our packet from Norton Trick or Treat. So Charlotte Nelson is spearheading this. She's the contact information. It's going to be a road race to benefit the Norton Children's Fund. It's scheduled for 10/24. So Charlotte is definitely ahead of our 90-day window. And she is going to work with the various groups, the CERT, a state trooper, and Matt, as to potentially closing or to utilizing School Road on that day for the race. So approving the permit is no problem for me. Having the details identified with Matt and with all the related parties is what's more important. So I have no problem. I'll make a motion to approve the Norton Commission trick or trot event scheduled for 10/24/2026.
Second that.
And I'll second further discussion on the permit application and what it's for. It's a charity race for the Norton Children's Fund. So, okay. Anybody? Nothing? All right. So call a vote. Ann, how do you vote? Scott, how do you vote? Aye. Jeff McGuire votes yes. So we all voted. So it's 3-0 on that. In our packet also is this was spearheaded by Jeff Murray related to trying to get the permits in on time. And it is really something that we should sit there and do. I would ask that we probably firm this up and get with Dennis, Matt, and make sure that we know that this ordinance, and I believe, Dennis, you're probably going to sit there and say you got to pass an ordinance. So it'll be a minor ordinance, but it's something that we should do to sit there and get a little bit more structure in our permitting process. And if the groups, we probably should look at some kind of fee side. There is some information in fees here. I think we got to tighten that up. But if people come to us last minute and they want a permit, we start to jump through hoops as a town, we should be charging them. So Charlotte and the Norton Commission did a great job getting us well in advance so we understand what's up. We can communicate to the residents as to what's going to happen. And I think this is something that we desperately need because we do get all of these groups that come in last second and try to just throw these events. And we've always tried to accommodate everybody because there's no reason not to, but it does become problematic. Okay. Anybody have any other issues related to that? Okay. Item 10A has been deleted from the agenda. Item 10B, a discussion and action on signatory resolution.
For OPM, we have for the last fiscal year for the community, the old burial grounds, they had a grant, but they need somebody that's a signatory to sign off on it, and it's probably something that is being needed for other state grants. So I'm asking if the resolution can be passed that appoints me as a signatory for the town for OPM and other state agencies dealing with grants.
I have no problem. I'll make a motion to appoint Town Administrator Matt Streeter as a signatory. We'll pass a signatory resolution authorizing me to sign on behalf of the town.
Second that, Jeff.
Okay. Further discussion, Matt, you will have this drafted and then presented to all of the members of the Board of Selectmen so they're all aware of what I'm going to sign before I sign it. Okay.
Absolutely.
I think it's
All right.
it's in our packet.
It
is, isn't it?
I didn't see
that the draft one.
There is something in there about that, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it got in there. I'm trying to find it.
Oh,
Right
there
after
it is.
under
There it
new
is.
business.
Yeah, so completed. It's like a draft of it. Complete it,
Yeah.
make sure that it does
Okay.
everything that we need to do, and we'll get it
Oh, yeah, I
signed. So
found
we have the draft. Right, but still send out the final one to all of the members so that we can do it. And if we all need to sign it, we can all get into the town hall at some point in time and get it signed. But I would
Okay.
sit there and say, well, let's all
Yeah.
sign it. So everybody's
Yeah, what I would do is I put all 5 selectmen's name on it so that obviously you'll resolve tonight, and then they'll, once they've been sworn in, they can come into my office and sign it. We'll put all the names on it.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to call that for a vote. Ann, how do you vote? Scott, how do you vote? Okay, Jeff, the other two selectmen did vote yes. So the vote was 3-0. So there's a little bit of lag in what's going on. So go from there. Um, Discussion and action on the fire department compressors request, item
Yeah,
10.
that should be taken off. I think that we initially there was a thought that the select board needed to approve it after discussion with both first selectmen, that this was already a budgetary item that was approved prior, so they can. I told Wally that they can just go ahead and order the compressor. It didn't need further select board approval.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any issues with that? I mean, I know we've talked about this compressor system multiple times. Okay. Um, Item 10D, we've already done that. Item 10E, discussion and possible action on the school town van usage contract. Matt, where are we?
We are Tess and I are been working with the administration and the principal over there. I think we should have something firmed up shortly. I don't know if Tess has anything more to add or not.
Is that something that we're going to have to sit there and have a special meeting to approve, or what is the status of what's going to happen?
It could be either way. I think that, if we want to, if you guys would like to see it, then I can definitely send it around. If there's a general consensus that we move forward, that the town administrator can sign it on your behalf, I'd be happy to do that too.
Okay, well, send it around and we'll sit there and approve it on an email basis if no one else has any problems.
Were there some concerns that Tess had?
Tess?
I think we're okay on the mileage, just not sure about the gas reimbursement or not. So I think we're hopeful that we are coming to a conclusion, that we're all getting along well, and we look forward to what the new school year looks like. So I think we'll be able to iron out all those little details.
Gas reimbursement? I mean, isn't it a mileage contract?
It is a mileage contract, but I think there was a confusion there if they were paying mileage and gas, but I think we're just trying to figure out what that full contract looks like. So yeah.
Okay. All right, please get with Dennis on that so that Dennis is aware of that when you
Yeah, I
guys
would
get-
be happy to approve that as the form.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 10F, discussion and possible action on the Bazzola Road culvert. Matt, is there something that we need to do related to that?
No, I just that other than that, we're going to start moving forward with trying to get the easements. It's preliminary. Everything's going to come back to you before we get to that step. So at this point, there's nothing to approve. Just that we're going to, dig our. I think the main decision is that we are going to move forward to try to get the easements this year. The discussion prior to was whether we're going to get it in time or whether we're going to need another extension into next year. So I think we're moving forward this year.
Okay.
So who have we decided are going to are writing the easements?
I think that we have between Dennis and the engineers said they would do as little as or as much as we want. I think they gave us a draft. I'm going to work with Dennis to see if that's something that we can just come up with something. But if we have to meet with them on site, the engineer is welcome to come in, or is offered that he could come and help show them exactly where on the properties that they're talking about. I think there's 3 temporary easements and 3 small permanent easements. But one of the temporary easements is a considerable easement because they're going to have to move the road slightly to accommodate the construction. And of course, then the road's going to be closed for 3 to 4, 5 months during the construction.
All right, all of the residents had been made aware, all of the impacted residents and the impacted property owners have been made aware of the project. What we need to do, and Matt, what I want to get done is have a group meeting with Dennis, the engineer, and all of the residents that are impacted. If we can get a scheduled meeting to get them all in one spot to talk about the value of the project and what it's going to do, I think it would help and go a long way to get the easements signed timely. So it's something that we probably need to do now because this is as Scott, you mentioned, it's a 2027 project, not a 2026. It's a 2027 project.
That's a project, yeah.
But it is going to cause, It's going to cause considerable heartache having Lake Road closed in that direction.
And the
So
engineers go out and mark out where these easements are going to be, so the landowners know where they are. So, and then to get everybody together, because this seems like it's not moving along very well.
We only,
that's
well, we only just, I only just met with them today for the first time. So it was one of those, so I don't think it's really been moved forward because we haven't started to. But now that we are, I would recommend that we probably do not have a group meeting with all of them. The engineer had recommended that we probably meet with them individually. I think what his concern would be is that if you start talking to one, that, you know, if you, when you start doing some negotiations for compensation or other in lieu of like for moving bushes or doing some other yardscaping, that the other people will say, well, I'd like that too. I'd like that too. So I think that their best, and I'd be willing to talk to them.
and no, that's actually a really good idea. And Christine, this is something that you can get engaged in because it's something that, you know, we're going to have to sit there and make their yards back to the original condition, especially one of the residents, like Matt said. So that would be very good to have Christine engaged in that because a lot of it'll be landscaping work. Okay.
That'd be great. Thank
I agree with that, Matt. Individually,
Yeah,
especially the one resident, you know, we probably need to get that one resident done first, because that's going to be the key to get the project completed. Right. So, okay. Anything else?
Just on that, that the contract with the engineer has lapsed or is continuing on. We don't have anything in writing yet, but we will be probably moving forward to keep Jacobson Associates engaged. They're willing to stay on, and it's just that they had originally signed a 3-year contract, and it sort of just quietly expired. It was on June 29th that I actually looked at it and realized that it was. That's when I made the contact with the engineer. Howard Fromer, and he was unaware that it was expiring. So that's when we set up the meeting for today. And so we'll have something by the next meeting, hopefully, that we can put eyes on.
Okay, and so the intention is to extend the contract without any increase in the contracted fee.
Yeah, we have, like I said, we haven't even started any negotiations. I would rather, you know, talk to the select board and see where we're going to go as far as any fees or anything, if they're going to offer anything. So,
Okay. All right. Anything else related to this item, the other members? No. Okay. We're going to move on to item 11, approval of minute meetings for May 11th, June 8th, and June 19th, special meeting. Anybody have any corrections to the minute meetings or the minutes?
No.
Okay. Then I make a motion that we approve the May 11th, 2026 regular minute meetings, the June 8th, 2026 regular minute meetings, and the June 19th, 2026 special meeting minutes.
Second that, Jeff.
Scott Persona seconded. Any further discussion on any of the minutes? All right. And how do you vote? Ann votes yes. Scott?
Yes.
Jeff McGuire votes yes, 3-0. Item 12, the tax collector's report that starts in our packet on page 54. June was last month in the quarter, so very slow. July is much faster. The tax collector is getting daily visits from all the residents. So we'll sit there and see a much larger pickup in total deposits. Page 57 is the delinquent taxpayers. I like that the list is shrinking. It's always good when people pay their taxes. And anybody else have any other issues? Okay. We're going to move on to item 13, departmental reports. We have a report from the assessor. So the assessor's reports goes to like 63, 60, it goes further than that. No, 63. And you have burn permits that we can sit there and see. That's the first time I've seen that one. Then we have building department reports. And does anybody have any? Matt, I would sit there and ask you to, once you get to like page 73, please do not include the items from 77 down on the building department. She just provided you with information and it got dumped into the packet. That's not information that we want to sit there and have in the packet.
Okay.
Section page 92 are the um, our blight information, good information. Scott, you have any issues on that?
I didn't see anything new yet lately, but I am going down to the building department to go over a few things with her. I saw some things that weren't. They're probably fine, but I want to understand a few things that are written in there.
Yeah, I don't understand some things either in the permits.
Okay.
There's the dates are after the property had been sold to somebody else, so
There's two properties like that.
yeah, I see at least two that I know of.
Okay.
So,
Scott, when you get down there, give us a report as to what information you find out when you come back. That'll help the other members. Page 96, we have some information related to summer road work from Department of Public Works. I think that Matt and the other members of the board, we need to sit there and be working to get with Eric and sit there and see what they're doing. I think it'd be very beneficial for each one of us to sit there and get some understanding as to what they're working on, and getting out and seeing them work. I think it's important for us to sit there and have a good feel for what they're doing because they're the ones who are doing the road work and making sure that we sit there and have the best possible roads we can have to drive on. So,
To maybe ask Eric if I don't know what you guys think, but if he could put up like a whiteboard with everybody's names and where they're working daily, so if we go down there and then we can go see what they're doing. I don't know if that's too intrusive or.
no, I don't think it is. But Matt, if you can sit there and work with Eric as to how we can sit there and accomplish something like that, I think it's really important for us to know where our crews are because it'll be helpful for all of us to understand where they are and what they're doing. So, Matt, if you could work something out, that would be great.
Okay.
On page 97, we have some information related to from the tree warden. And Zach is sitting there telling us that certain trees were down. I mean, we did have recently, a couple of events that some trees did come down, which is rare. I mean, we haven't had very many trees come down. We've had a couple on Lake Road that have impacted power. So, but I think the money we've invested in our reducing our dead trees has really helped keep our power on in town. So,
And Eric tells me about that Coventry, where he came from, the trees were coming down everywhere, and he does not see that in Andover. We did a really good job with the trees.
yeah. Okay. Matt, this Department of Transportation memo, let's sit there and see what we're supposed to be getting related to the signage, and where we can potentially put it. So
I think they're just replacing all the signs.
they are replacing all the signs. All right, so this is not a speed sign. This is just that work of replacing the signs. I got it. All right.
speed limit signs or street signs?
Street signs. I mean,
It is?
yeah,
Oh.
it's on state roads. So actually, it's more than state roads.
Yeah, it's all.
I read the issue in. I read what the state was doing. They were taking down signage and then putting up more signage. So there is actually more signage going up in town as far as road issues. probably need to get that letter back in the packet, Matt, for maybe next meeting. There was a letter that explained what the state was doing related to this. I just have forgotten it.
Okay.
All right. Andover Public Library starts on page 100. And then we have the ROV monthly activity on page 101. Anybody have any questions related to any of the departmental reports? What I'd also like to do is I'd like to start getting various other chairpersons or different departments on our meetings in the beginning of our meetings to give us just brief updates as to what they're working on and what's happening with their department. So I think it would be really helpful to sit there and get some other, you know, have Matt sit there and direct and get some of the other department heads on our meeting to just talk about what they're doing and to sit there and give the community some understanding of how they're utilizing their budget and for what benefit for the town. So I think it would be positive to do that. All right, we'll move on to item 14, correspondence. Matt, we don't have any. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. And we're going to move on to item 15, which is public speak. So we're going to start with phone number ending in 5475.
Hi, this is Leanne. Nothing further. Thanks anyway again.
Okay. Scott Soyette.
Just quickly, thank you very much for the amazingly efficient process, quick process this time for replacing the selectmen. Thanks to Ron and Jacqueline and Ben for putting themselves forward. And congratulations to Christine and Dave, but also condolences as well. I hope Jeff, Scott, and Ann are able to tell you that it's rewarding, but I also know it's pretty thankless a lot of the time. So good luck.
All right. Valerie Bruno.
I echo that. Glad to see all of the townspeople that were interested in joining a board. And congratulations, Dave. And I don't see she's oh yeah, and Christine, she's still on there. Yes, congratulations.
Tess Grouse.
I agree with the congratulations with Christine and Dave, and I invite you all to come to the Community and Senior Center to meet Miss Cox, and hope to see you soon.
Okay. Caitlin Greenhouse.
Really pleased to see you guys be able to appoint two selectmen so that you have a full board again. That's awesome. Also just wanted to remind everyone, we'll continue to give updates on the bathroom project. We do have weekly meetings for that, which Matt has been able to attend as well. So we'll make sure to try to keep everyone abreast of that as it progresses throughout the summer. Thank you.
Nick.
No comment at this time. Thank you.
Heather Von Kara.
No comment, just welcome Christine and Dave. Looking forward to working with you.
Liz Lokech.
You took the words out of my mouth, Heather. Yes. Welcome, Christine and Dave, and thank you to everyone who applied. Throw their hat in the ring. Appreciate you all, and thank you for a good meeting tonight.
Wally.
Nothing at this time, but thank you for the compressor.
All right. Marcy Miner.
Hi, yeah, same thing. Thank you for a great meeting. It's really good to see, and I look forward to the future.
All right. Diane Grenier. No, unmute. Technical.
Okay. I'm
There we go.
technically challenged. I'm so glad Dave Gustanian's on board. Yes, again, I'll echo what everybody else said. Welcome to Christine and Dave, and thanks to all the others who did show interest in serving on the Board of Selectmen. It's a tough job, and I wish them well. I also I like the idea that Jeff McGuire has put forward about having chairmen of the different boards come and tell us what they're doing. I think that's a good idea, and I applaud you for that, and look forward to seeing that. So thank you all. Good meeting. No drama, which is always a good thing. Thank you.
Or chaos. Joanne Hebert.
I was just going to echo the same thing that 5 impressive candidates came forward today, and anybody that was open-minded and never had, heard from them before, they all gave a great, ideas or reasons for wanting to serve the public. So I was definitely impressed, and I wish everybody good luck and looking forward to seeing them in action.
All right. Leanne Hutchinson, I believe you already got an opportunity. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. No problem. All right. I'm going to go Christine Rendazzo because you're still a member of the public.
This was a great meeting. I appreciate and honor the opportunity to serve on the board. I'm looking forward to working with everybody.
All right. Dave Gustanian.
Yes, I echo Christine's remarks. I'm looking forward to helping, and I appreciate the support of townspeople and the board. Thank you.
All right. And Dennis O'Brien, you can close this out because you're a member of the public and I haven't given you an opportunity to speak, but you're on a short leash.
I know why, Chief, because you know I would go on, and this meeting's about to end before 9 o'clock. And I'm impressed by that. It was a great meeting, a lot accomplished. I'm looking forward to working with the new members, and you just did a great thing hiring Kate McCarthy Cox, who I've known since she was a little kid. She will be great. Great addition to the town of Andover. Wonderful. Things are going very well. Everybody's working together. Love it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Did I miss anyone? All right. If that's it, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
Second that, Jeff.
And seconded. She won that one. All right.
Okay.
Um, further discussion? No. All those in favor? Ann?
All right.
Scott?
Aye.
Jeff McGuire, yes. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Bye, guys.